Hey, hey, hey. Great morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter when you may be catching this particular broadcast. Out to these pals that hear your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. It's Monday morning. It's Cyber Monday. So many things to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. That part. With that being said, those of you who are catching this via the replay, thank you to all my replay viewers. Make sure that you go and let me know where it is that you are catching this from, so that way I can come back and high five you in the comments and talk to you. And thank you for coming and catching this. You may have caught it because somebody shared it out. I appreciate all the shares and the reactions and the love, because guess what, guys? It's you that makes this happen. It's you. I want you to realize your power, realize what it is you do. So here's the thing. Good morning. Hey, Kelly Joe, good morning. I was supposed to be finishing up this press play series last week. And so I was all ready to go with a new series for this week, y'all. I was all ready to go. Good morning, Cherie. All ready to just jump into a new series. And God was like, no, we still got some things to talk about when it comes to this press play. And I said, okay, well, I'm writing down my notes and figuring things out. I said, wow, some people are stuck and they can't press play, or they feel like they can't press play. And so we have to speak to that, because everything that I gave you last week, you will not be able to do if you feel stuck, right? The things that I gave you, the tools and resources I gave you last week, you won't be able to do anything with it unless you get unstuck in your mind, your actions, your conversations. You have to get unstuck. And for so many people, this year really knocked the wind out of you. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of women in business, this year knocked the wind out of you. And you don't know how to kind of grab it back. You don't know how to really tap into, that momentum that you had at the beginning of the year. And so for those of you that do not know, I am doing a special one-day mastermind, and it's called the Press Play Bundle. And you guys are going to get the audios of all of these replays. Listen, you're going to get the audio, all these replays, but you're also going to get a workbook. And we're going to do a mastermind session, and we're going to get you right. So that way you end the year strong, and you're going to start 2021 strong. And it's only space for 25 women. You got to go to bit.ly/WVL press play, all lowercase. It's bit.ly/WVL press play. And the reason why it was so important to do this is because I hear the conversations that are being had. There are people who are messaging me in my inbox. Literally everything I've been doing has been like in overdrive in the last few weeks. And so I haven't been able to connect with every person individually, but I always get people in my inbox asking, how do I get that momentum back? How do I get that motivation? And I said, you know what? That's what this is. Press play. That's what it's all about. So if you're looking for the replays from last week, they're not available. I think Monday is up, but the rest have been brought down so that way we can go ahead and package them for this bundle. The bundle releases on Friday. So if you don't purchase it by Friday, then what ends up happening is you will not be able to join us for the mastermind session. You'll still get the bundle, but the mastermind session is only for those who are pre-ordering the bundle, because we want to make sure we cap it at a certain amount, because we going to go all in that part. Y'all ready? So this morning, as I was writing down the notes for this week, I said, wow, you got to take your eyes off of what you lost. Now, come on. Look. Kelly Joe said it, and that's the literally that is the consensus from a lot of people. 2020 can really just be over already. Like we're done, we're over it. But here's the thing: you still have 31 days to accomplish something in your business, in your life, in your health, in your relationships, in your mindset, spiritually. You still have 31 days. And this is why it's so significant for you to grab a hold of this. Come on. Is if I look, some of you, the reason why you're like, oh, it's over, I'm done with it, is because you're so focused on what you lost. Come on. Come on. Come on, Stacy. You still focused on what you lost. You're so focused on what did not happen this year. You're focused on the contracts that ended this year. You're focused on the contracts that did not go through. You're focused on the speaking events that did not happen this year. But the thing is that you're so focused on what you lost that you cannot focus on what you have. Y'all better catch that this morning. I don't know about y'all. I'm staying focused on what I have. Y'all need to put that down below. I'm staying focused on what I have. Because some of you have resources, you have information, you have opportunities right in your own hands, right in your own backyard. But because you've been so focused on what you lost, come on, happy Monday. Because you've been so focused on what you've lost, you're getting stuck in a place of disappointment. And so I need y'all to take a hold of that this morning. It's that I will not be focused on what I lost. I will focus on what I have. Some of you have been saying, but I lost the $1 million contract. I lost the $500 contract, but you have $500 ideas in your head. And you're letting them lay dormant. Come on. You're letting them lay dormant because you're focused on what you lost. This is one of the things that dropped in my spirit this morning was disappointment rattles the cage of expectation. That there is a quotable moment right there, right? Disappointment rattles the cage of expectation. Disappointment makes you look at the expectations you had for people. It makes you look at the expectations you had for yourself. It makes you look at the expectations you had for your business, for your relationships. It makes you look at the expectations, and it will either allow you to create a bridge or a prison. Because see, that's what we do with expectations. When we attempt to live up to somebody else's expectations because we're people pleasing. Y'all not hearing me this morning. Maybe I'm talking gooder than what y'all hearing this morning. I understand though. Expectations will put a chokehold on your dreams when we are not paying attention to what those expectations are. And so here's the honesty. Here's the transparency. Is some of you expectations that you have for business are unrealistic expectations for what you want to achieve and what you can achieve. This is why we're doing this meetup. This is why we're doing this mastermind, because we have to get back to what are the real expectations that I need to have in my business? What are the real expectations that I need to have for myself? When it comes to my health, some of you are trying to live up to somebody else's expectation of what healthy looks like. Y'all better come on. Come on, look, Kelly Joe said it. Lost 35 events, but gained 50 events in 2021. And she's making up for it this month. Did awesome this month. Love life, love my business, looking forward to bigger and better things. If we focus on what we lost, then we lose sight of what's in front of us. And so there's many, many people that have lost sight of what's in front of them. They lost sight of who's in front of them. They're lost sight of the opportunities, the things. Again, what do you have in your hands? What do you have in your hands? And so I was laughing because I said, wow, I've still been speaking all year long. I've still been speaking for events. I've still been hosting for events all year long. All year long. I've still been doing podcast interviews all year long. Matter of fact, the I've had more people come and be guests on the podcast this year than ever before. I've had more people reach out to me about potentially being a guest on the podcast this year more than ever before. I've had a greater level of caliber of guests come on. I've had more people come on that are in higher positionings, CEOs and founders of corporations that are making the 6 and 7 figures that you are trying to make. And I've had the opportunity to sit down with them and have conversations with them, because I didn't focus on what was lost. I was supposed to be doing a tour for my book, for the unmuted, hashtag unmuted. We were supposed to do this whole tour. We were supposed to be doing all types of stuff, y'all. Guess what? It got put on hold. It got put on hold. I was supposed to be finishing up the tour from last year and doing some things with that. It got put on hold. But guess what? This year, not only did we release the book and made Amazon bestsellers list, but we made an impact with the messages in the book, and the women who were co-authors in the book went on to go and do other events and have other opportunities. What are you focused on? Are you focused on what you lost, or are you focused on what's in front of you? You gotta have, there's a major difference. Look, Tracy said, I just restarted my business in October. So still trying to figure out just what opportunities there are for me with COVID, since I only sell physical items. But guess what? There are people that went and made so much. I can't, I did, I think I posted it in my stories. I went Saturday and was at an event, and it was a vendor event. Vendor events were still happening. Live vendor events, virtual vendor events are still happening. And so literally we went to the live event, and then somebody else told us about a virtual vending event while we were there. We got to take action. We got to take action. And I wasn't even vending. I was there supporting someone else. I was there supporting someone else. See, here's the thing, and this going to catch somebody. Ooh, this going to catch somebody. Sometimes we got to understand that the way for us to realize what we have available to us is for us to show up. Come on. We got to show up. We got to be accounted for. Come on. We got to be accounted for. We got to show up. When we understand that when we show up, it creates opportunities. When we show up, we're in the room. Here's the thing, is that we know that we have dominion. Everywhere our feet tread, we have dominion, but you're scared to show up in the room. We got to show up. And we got to show up unapologetically us. We got to show up not scared to show who we actually are. We got to show up not fearful of telling people what it is we do and how it is we serve. So when you know what I did, I went and I showed up. We had a vendor event in our free group. You got to show up. Look, Kelly Joe said, listen, she's still doing vendor events. I did a vendor event for the free Facebook community, 500 people in the community. We don't have the strategy. And see, this is why I'm doing this mastermind. This is why I opened it up, is because I said enough was enough. Can I be honest with you? Some people, the reason why we're so eager to go and purchase the new course or the new program, we're so eager and we get, the shiny object syndrome and we get distracted, is because we haven't taken inventory of what we have. This ain't gonna be the popular post. I understand that this morning. I don't know if y'all told a few folk, if y'all shared it out. This is a good time for you to do that while I sip the tea. I'm just saying. We have to have the understanding that it's time for us to take inventory of what we have. I am so excited for this mastermind meetup because enough is enough. You've devalued your time. You've devalued your finances and what it means. Good morning, Paula. Hey, sis. You've devalued what it is that you bring to the table for so long that you'll go and invest in things that you don't need. And then putting yourself at a deficit in your business, in your brand, in your time. You've put yourself at a deficit because you're trying to live up to expectations that never should have been placed on you. Expectations that you never should have had on people. We gonna go deep a little bit this morning. I don't know if y'all ready for this. I done had a nice, amazing weekend. I had an amazing Thanksgiving. I had listen. This is the thing, and this is how I want y'all to understand this. And I wish I could show it to you. I'm gonna post the picture later on today. Black Friday, I was in Walmart. Not because I was shopping like that, y'all. I needed containers for my daughter, her business stuff to put in containers. I not like that. Because we gotta make space for our Christmas tree. That part. Black Friday, I was in Walmart. Now I've shopped Black Friday before. Black Friday in Walmart is pandemonium. There are pallets of stuff down the aisle. Come on. Come on. Paula said, I came for the tea. Let's go. She said, I came for the tea. Black Friday, there are normally pallets and pallets of things, of items for them to sell. It is wall to wall. There are pallets down every aisle. The bigger aisles all have pallets, and there's deals everywhere. I was in Black Friday. I was in Walmart. There were not pallets in every single aisle. There were not a lot of people in the Walmarts. You want to know why? Because everybody was shopping online. So if you did not present yourself and put your stuff out there, what do you have? Y'all got social media. You got an email list. You got friends and family. You got all types of stuff that are right here. You could have did something with your family where each of y'all that had a business, y'all could have cross promoted on Black Friday and made money. But we not looking at what we have. So literally, people missed out on sales because guess what? Nobody was in the store buying stuff. I bought stuff this weekend. I supported small businesses. Y'all know I'm big on supporting small businesses, and not just on Small Business Saturday, all throughout the year. But people were not in the store. They weren't. Oh yeah, Tracy, connect with Kelly Joe. She does events all the time, all throughout the year. And I normally around this time they have their Christmas vendor event. But that's what it is. You tap into what you have. You have a strategy. This is why we're doing this meetup. And so what I'm doing is we are meeting up. It's going to be a Sunday meetup. I'm not telling you the date. I'm not giving you got to register. You got to register, go on and get the bundle. We're going to do this Sunday meetup, and we're going to sit our behinds down and get this work done. And so we are not only are we going to end the year strong, but we are going to deliberately set ourselves up to start January strong. See, and look, come on. Paula said it. Collaboration is key. I have over 3,000 people on my friends list. Some are friends, some are people that I went to school with, but the reality is that a majority of them are business owners, are women who are looking for products and services all around the world. All around the world. I am a resource. People don't realize it. People will send stuff in my inbox. Y'all better come on this morning. They'll send me a link in my inbox and ask me to share it out because they don't understand what networking and collaboration really look like. So no, you send me a flyer, I'm not sharing your flyer. I have a whole Facebook group for you to be able to promote in. I give you the whole weekend to promote. It's Cyber Monday. Everybody can promote in the group. But you got to understand, you got to tap into what you have. And we've gotten so accustomed to thinking I need something more than what I am, and that I'm not enough. Oh, y'all better, I hope y'all caught that. We've become so accustomed to thinking that we are not enough with what we have right now, that we want to keep tapping into more and more and more instead of strategizing with what we have. Take your eyes off of what you lost. Take your eyes off of the expectations and put your focus where it belongs. So bit.ly/WVL press play. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen for a reason. It's time out for all of the excuses. Because let's be real. I've dealt with a lot this year. I've dealt with a daughter in the middle of a pandemic, making sure my daughter got to another state for college, my daughter having testing positive for COVID. I've had people leave the business. I've had to refocus and still had to maintain a household and my personal relationships in the midst of it all. See, I didn't come on here live and was shouting from them, oh, my baby, oh, this is what's going on. And y'all don't know the things that I go through in the background. Y'all don't know the things that I achieve in the background. Why? Because guess what? I decided, I made a choice, a conscious choice that I was greater than my circumstances. I made a conscious choice that I would be greater than my circumstances. I made a decision that I would be greater than the things that were happening to me. Because guess what? If I allowed the things that were happening to me to be the only way that I live, if I allowed that to be the only level that I achieve, then what now happens is I'm always subject to my surroundings. I'm fickle. I have no firm foundation. I'm out here in these streets like a weeble wobble trying to do business. Ain't got time for that. And I've seen far too many that have been that. They've been weeble wobble in the midst of the pandemic. They've been weeble wobble before the pandemic happened. Because their focus is on the expectations, their focus is on the limitations, their focus is on what they lost. When you focus, I need y'all to catch this, and y'all may have to share this out to somebody. When we focus on what we lost, then we never leave the cemetery. When we so focused on what we lost, we never leave the cemetery. Think about what happens when, catch this. Think about what happens when you are at a cemetery. There is a feeling of loss that takes over you. There is a feeling of disappointment that takes over you. And even if you cried or didn't cry at the funeral, when you're at the cemetery, there is a feeling when that casket drops into the ground that it is the end. Somebody, I don't know who this is for this morning, is you thought 2020 was the end. You thought last month was the end. You thought last week was the end. You thought last night was the end. And you woke up this morning and you're still at the cemetery thinking that you're at your end, and you're not at your end. It is time for you to have a new beginning. But you're so focused in thinking that that was your end that you've made a place at the cemetery. See, here's the thing. Ooh, good morning, good morning. Here's the thing, is when you make a place at the cemetery, then I forget that there is a hospital where babies are being born. See, when I make my place at the cemetery, I forget that there's people who are being healed. When I make my place, when I build my place at a cemetery, I forget that there are people walking around. Because, see, people don't always come to the cemetery every day. So I forget. I forget. And so some of you, this is your moment to no longer forget. And when we do this mastermind session, this is your moment to start remembering who you are, who God called you to be, that you are royalty, that you are anointed, that you are blessed. You are the head and not the tail. You are, listen, y'all better come on this morning. You are more than a conqueror. You are adopted. You are a king's kid. You can't hold on to your place at the cemetery. You can't hold on to the place at the cemetery, because greater things are coming. Greater things are in your hand. What do you have in your hand? When I tell you that these ladies, these 25 ladies that registered for this meetup, we are going to determine what they have in their hand. They are going to complete something before December 31st, and they are going to start January 1st on a great note, because enough is enough. The enemy would love for you to think that the graveyard is the only thing that you have to look forward to. See, when we focus on what we lost, then we think that that's all we're going to do is always lose. Can I motivate you this morning? We need to be deliberate in our actions, our conversations, and our thoughts. And it is in those deliberate actions, conversations, and thoughts that we shift not just who we are and what we do. We shift the legacy that we leave on this earth, the fingerprint that we leave for the world. We shift it because we're deliberate about what it is we're saying and where we're showing up. We're deliberate about the time that we're spending. That deliberate action, that deliberate thought. See, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be a fear. But I don't have to allow it to control my future. There's always going to be a fear. There's always going to be a fear about the stock market and the economy. There's always going to, this year it was COVID. There's always going to be something. But we now have to put ourselves in a position that we have a mindset to keep going and press play. If we pause on just COVID, then you wouldn't see that there were still events going on. I'm the host for an event this Saturday. I got a book launching, the pre-sales this week. Book number 19 for me. Like we've gone and we've been sucked in by all of the negative things. Come on. Come on, Kelly Joe. Transition is a must. Transformation will happen when we let go of the past and lean into the future. Come on. Being on purpose in life change is life changing. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So you're either going to make time or make excuses. Listen, we're either going to make time or we're going to make excuses. There's no middle ground here. There's no middle ground here. The opportunities are right here. But I'm telling you, it's a shift. And so I know what I do when it comes to my accountability membership. I know the shift that happens for them, for the conversations that we have on Saturday mornings. But I said, you know what? There's somebody who's not in my accountability membership who needs this. They need this spark at the end of the year so they can finish strong. They need this spark so that way they can start 2021 on a good foot. They need this spark. And so here it is, bit.ly/WVL press play. It is time for us as women to stop focusing on what we lost. It's time for us to press play and focus on what we can achieve. I get it. And people are like, no, that's being real optimistic and we don't know what the economy is going to do. And, here's the thing. We never know what the economy is going to do. Can we be honest? We never know. We can predict things. We can try. We can guess. Come on. We can guess. But there are so many more things that we can achieve when we tap in and decide that we're going to press play. Whew. Wait, this is another one that popped in my head this morning, was that the addiction to pleasing people poisons your purpose. Them expectations that we talked about, we have an addiction to pleasing people and it poisons our purpose. And so the reason why we're focused on what we lost is because somebody wasn't happy with that. And we don't want to upset them. We don't want to upset them. We don't want to make them angry. We don't want people to be mad at us. Come on. Come on, Kelly Joe. We don't want people to be mad at us. We don't want people to talk about us. Can we be honest? People are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad. We don't want people to talk about us. We don't want people to shun us. We don't want people to look at us like we're strange or we're weird. We don't want people to not be our friends and not support us. But here's the thing. And when it comes to saying yes to your purpose, everybody doesn't see your purpose for what it is. And I mean, I can be very transparent with you guys. Everybody will not see your purpose for what it is. Everybody will not see what you do as something of value. They will not see the conversations as something of value. People have looked at me and said, why are you, bro, why are you live streaming? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And so I've been talked about, I've been ridiculed, I've been talked down to, I've been left out of circles, it is what it is. But I'm still here. And it's crazy because whereas the ones that, talked about me and did all types of other stuff and tried to get me off track, and they not here. This year, put everybody on a level playing field. I've been saying this for y'all for a couple weeks now. Everybody was on the level playing field. You have the same opportunities that Les Brown had. He was using the same products that you was using. He was using Zoom. Lisa Nichols using Zoom. But there is this expectation that we need to have something greater than who we are right now. There's this expectation that you need to be thinner, you need to have more money, you need to have more zeros in your bank account. You need to show off your W-2, you're not your W-2s, your 1099s. You need to show off how much you have in your PayPal. You need to show, that clients are taking your courses, and you need to show up everything that they're doing and everything that they're saying. And I get it to a certain degree, but let me tell you something. I've worked with people, and you'll never see their name on my timeline. You may never see my name on their timeline. But I've gotten to a point where I'll go and there'll be events that they're doing. I show up at the event and they're highlighting me at the event. And y'all never know what I'm doing behind the scenes for different influencers and different women in business and CEOs. And this is why I'm doing this meetup and this mastermind, is because the same thing that I've been doing for them, I can do for you. The same way that I've been motivating them, I can motivate you. You may not see it, but you see that they acknowledge me when I'm in the room. And that's been going on that's been going on probably just about my whole life. But because of my personality, I've never been the boastful person. I've never been the person putting everything out on Front Street and putting all my business on social. That's just not me. Never has been, never will be. I'm not going to perpetrate a fraud. I'm not going to show up just to be able to say, look at me. It doesn't happen that way. Many people didn't realize that I have certification for business. I have all these different certificates and classes that I've taken, and programs that I've been a part of. And because I'm not putting it out there, every once and again, I may say, oh, look, and share something. I have awards, like I have an indie author legacy award. I, I don't put it all out there. But my purpose is to make a significant change in the life of women in business. And I do that by making sure they have deliberate actions, thoughts, and conversations. And so oftentimes, again, we don't take value in what we have. And so I'm doing this mastermind, but then I'm opening up the mastermind for women who are already in business, That opens up. It's a 6-month mastermind that opens up in January, and I don't hold your hand in it. We get this work done. But the one we're about to do, the 1-day mastermind meetup, was something that one of my clients, who's in my accountability membership, and she said, "Coach, people need this. Like, what we get in the accountability is only a drop in the bucket." But there are women in business that really need this mastermind, where they need somebody to sit down with them for a couple hours and just go through the work and get it done. Because for so many, again, people are going and buying a new class and a new program. You done bought 5 classes for Facebook ads and they did not one ad. You got technology coming out your wazoo and don't use none of it because you don't even go live. I mean, so you have to have this understanding that, okay, you need somebody that's going to say, you don't need that. Let's take inventory. What we got? Come on. Come on. What do we have? What do we have? What are we doing? Where are we trying to go? Some of y'all are doing stuff that's not going to get you to the goal that you're trying to achieve. And that's just real. That's an honest moment. Oh, thank you, Kelly Joe. Listen, that's just an honest moment. Some of you are not having the right conversations that's going to get you to your goals. You're not taking the deliberate actions that are going to get you to your goals. Reality check. Everybody's journey is going to be different, and there are going to be some things that you can do that other people have done, and there are going to be some things that are unique to you. Guess what? Stop trying to fit into somebody's mold and cookie cutter program, and that's not going to work for you. You can't, like, you can't think that you can do the cookie cutter program, because guess what? People before you have done the cookie cutter program and they've not gotten any further than where they are. I can be honest. I tried it. Been there, done that. I've tried it. I've been the person that have $1 million. I can pull them out. I can pull out the notes from the events that I went to, conferences where we paid $1,000 to be there, paid $1,500 when it came to travel and expenses and $1,500, 6 and 7 figure plans, but it wasn't what I needed to do. And so I executed it flawlessly and made nothing. Come on. Come on. It made nothing. I've seen entrepreneurs do it on a regular basis. Put out more money than what you're getting in. You putting out money to speak on stages, and then you're not making any money back because you don't have a strategy. You done paid to be on all of these events, or your friend is doing a summit and they didn't ask you to be on this. All right, you go and be on the summit and they made a dime. Ain't brought nobody on your email list. Some of y'all done did events all year long and ain't added one email to your email list. You don't have a strategy. Strategy sucks. You don't have a strategy. I've been through that. I have. I've done it. But there are so many women in business who this is an opportune moment for you. This is a moment for you to be able to excel in business and in life this year. But you got to put the strategy in place. Come on. I know look, come on. Kelly Joe said, I would love to become a public speaker at some point and help women in business. Listen, and when I tell you, there have been so many people, I'm always sharing out information. There's been so many people who have been looking for speakers this year to do virtual events because everything went virtual. I have people now who are like sending me messages, this event, we're looking for speakers. I always get speaking opportunities, always, because who I am, because I'm a connector, because I network with speakers all the time. And so I'm like, okay, I just go ahead, and for my accountability membership, I'm always putting stuff in there for them. Speaking opportunities, podcast interview opportunities, uh, just anything and everything, award opportunities, everything. I put it right in there for them. But I'm always sharing that information because guess what? Again, as a woman in business, this is your time. It's all about how you tap into it. It's all about how you tap into it. And so for 25 women, we are going to tap in. We're going to press play all the way. No ifs, ands, or buts, no excuses. And we are going to do this live session. For those of you that pre-order the Press Play bundle, you go ahead, you get the Press Play bundle. You'll get all of the audio recordings from the Press Play series, which obviously is not done yet, right? But you'll get all of those. You'll also get the Press Play workbook. It's going to be a workbook. You guys will get access to that as well. And then we're going to do our session. Oh, and because of Thea, I don't know if y'all saw the conversation Saturday. Hey, Elaine. But I mean, not Saturday. Was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday. Saturday. It was Saturday. We had a women in business, panel discussion where we were talking about, some of the things that have really been plaguing women this year when it comes to business. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Vandora. The things that have been plaguing women in business this year, the conversations that have been kind of whispered, but we haven't really talked about out loud. And so, one of the things, Thea, when she was talking, Dorothea Robinson is a domestic violence. She's an advocate. She works with women, getting them out of domestic violent relationships, but she also does advocacy training and helping advocates to be able to create a business around what it is that they do. And so one of the things that she kept, pointing out was the ripple effect. And so I added to the bundle the ebook copy of The Ripple Effect, which was my third book that I published. Because we got to understand what effects we can have and that are in my life. Thank you for sharing, Kelly. We got to understand where that goes and what we are able to do and the power that we have. And so I went ahead and added that to the bundle as well, because now is the time. I know we've had so many people make us believe that we had to have so much more in order for us to be a part of something, right? We had to have so much more. We had to be a part of this. We had to go in it. And the reality is that you need to start where you're at. I'm not fluff. You need to start where you're at. Some of you are, you trying to get all of these different programs and do all this and do all, and the reality is you just need to start where you at. I love it. I love it. You just need to start where you're at. So that's what it's about. So 25 women, let's go. bit.ly/world WVL press play. bit.ly/WVL press play. 25 women. We are about to go all in and really take this to another level. And it's not fluff. We're gonna work. You gonna work on your stuff for you, for your business, for your life. You gonna work on your stuff, and we're gonna take this to a whole nother level. With that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all of those that have shared out the broadcast. I know Kelly Jo says she shared it out. I appreciate you guys, because guess what? This message, it may not always be for the person that's watching it or the person that, maybe on my timeline. It may be for somebody else that they know. And I get people, who message me all the time who say, oh my goodness, that message or that video was so powerful. Thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it. And it's all about just timing and just putting that information out there. Because let's just be honest, we've had people that have given us enough razzle dazzle, I think, to last a lifetime. And it's time out for the razzle dazzle. Right now, we need the real stuff. We need the meat and potatoes, as they would say, right? We need no razzle dazzle. We need the meat and potatoes. So I love it. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. It's necessary in order to move forward effectively. That's what we're doing over here. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you're catching this for the first time, hey, welcome. Make sure you let us know where it is that you're coming in from so that way I can come back and connect with you in the comments. I always love coming and supporting you guys, and be on the lookout. I have been supporting all small businesses. Over the weekend, I've been supporting small business owners, but then I also have some things coming out tomorrow. Be on the lookout where we'll be featuring some small business owners and some of their products on our business page. It's all about, again, making sure that we go and connect and be the support that other people need and the support that we want. We have to show that support to somebody else. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Yes, yes, yes. We got things to do. So, take your eyes off of what you lost so that way we can focus on where we are going. With that being said, you guys have a good one. Enjoy this amazing Monday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. And don't forget to press it out. See ya.